Hello, hello. I am happy you are here. This is Yoga with Paige, but I am a little sad that today is our 10th day. It is already the end of our giveaway challenge. If you have practiced with me every day, thank you so much. This has been so fun, and I can't wait to see how the drawing goes. Today we have our final class. It is Renew. So we find a little bit of energy, we find a little bit of movement, we move things around just to feel refreshed. So this is a great practice for morning, before work, before we head off to school. It'll get you up and energized and ready to kick the day's butt. So whenever you're ready, we get started standing up in mountain pose. I'm going to stand facing you, but you can stand facing the top of the mat if you would like, if you so wish. We're going to find our feet hip distance apart, rooting down as we pull up, slightly tucking in the tailbone, standing up nice and tall, taking a few deep breaths to come into our final practice for this little challenge together. Going into the day, into the feeling body, maybe wiggle the fingertips a little bit. See what you feel there. You feel the blood, you feel any heat. And then keeping a little bend in the knees so you have some buoyancy. We're going to start a few shoulder circles. So reach that right arm back and forward. Inhale, lift it. Exhale, it draws behind you. Trying to move as controlled as possible. Just opening the shoulder joint. Taking about 5 of these on each side. Sweeping the left arm back. Moving with your breath. Already beginning to tap into that state of flow. It's the vinyasa yoga that we usually talk about, matching our breath to a particular movement, but it really just helps the union, helping us to unite body and mind. And when you're finished with these shoulder circles, we're going to inhale, reach the arms up, maybe take a slight little back bend if that feels good. If not, just taking a big breath full of air. And exhale, let it all drop. Keep the knees bent, forward fold. Beautiful, we're at the top of the mat. Inhale, straighten the legs, let the fingertips float up as we reach the crown forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift. Taking a few rounds of breath with these, so moving at your own pace, maybe adding in some extra arms if you would like. Making sure to keep the knees micro bent if we're not too awakened yet. Take one more round of these. Your biggest breath yet. And fold. Gingerly planting the fingertips. Step this right foot back into a nice high runner's lunge. So we're keeping the fingertips lifted right on the mat here as we start to just rock back and forth. Coming up onto the ball of the foot, we can start to feel the whole entire bottom of the foot, as well as the calf waking up. Beautiful. Then plant the hands, step back into plank. We're only here for a breath, but grip through the fingers. Exhale, gently drop the knees. Make sure the knees are under the hips as we melt down into puppy pose, reaching the hands forward, letting the chest fall to the mat. Pressing through the hands. Maybe we take little pulses. Maybe we just let ourselves surrender here for a moment. One last breath. Release any tension you can find. And connect to the core. Exhale to press through the hands, lifting back up. Come through plank pose, tuck the toes, lift the knees up off the ground. And then take the right leg up into our high lunge. Start to rock back and forth. Trying to lift the chest as high as we can as we rock. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then plant the hands. Come back through plank pose. And send the hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, bend one knee and then the other. Taking big toes together. Trying to reach the heels down. That's okay if we don't meet. And if our knees are bent a little. However, we need to feel good and comfortable in this posture. Find one more breath. Exhale, take the chest close to the thighs. And then step the feet as wide as the mat. We can keep the knees bent here too. Might want to take the hands a little bit wider as well. Make sure you're comfortable. We're going to come into a little twist. So ground through this right hand. Lift the left. And if it feels okay, make sure to not, what is that called? Hypermobility. Keep a little bend in your elbow as well. Reach for that right ankle, finding a little twist. It's okay if we only reach to here, or maybe we just keep our hand on the mat. We kind of peek under the shoulder. So our last breath. And exhale, replace the left hand. Inhale, pick the right. Try to reach for the left knee. We're trying to gaze under the left shoulder. But this can be a little intense, so modify as you need. And release back, coming back into our traditional downward facing dog, big toes together. Ground through the hands, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. Tap the mat with the big toe and send it up. We're taking 5 of these. 3, just opening the hip. 4, use your control, squeeze through the glutes. 5, and then take the leg up one more time. On the 6th one, bend the knee, flex the foot, try to stack the hips as we're still pressing away from the mat. Use the breath. And on your next exhale, straighten the legs, square the hips, release the right foot, ground down, and pick up the left, coming into our toe taps. 4, 5. I think that was mine. Maybe one too many. And open those hips. Gripping through the hands. We're getting nice and strong here. Exhale, three-legged dog. And take this left leg up towards the top of the mat, stepping by the hands, turn to the long edge. Toes point to the corners. We're coming into goddess pose, bending the knees, lifting the chest nice and high. Settle in here, take your time, squeeze the glutes. Feel nice and strong, sink down. Once we find our breath, we can let this right elbow rest on the knee as we reach the left arm up. Little side stretch as we strengthen. This is a full body activation. We can always reach the right hand down if we're a little bit more open. And on your next exhale, sweep that left arm in front as we reach the right overhead. Trying to keep the chest nice and lifted here. I know we're burning. Feels good though. We're rejuvenating. We're getting the energy. Exhale. And if you need to straighten the legs right now, you can. Otherwise, I challenge you to try to come up on the ball of one foot. Exhale, sink. Replace. Come up on the ball of this right foot. And replace. Inhale, reach the arms up, straighten the legs. Take a breath. Take the toes to the long edge of the mat. Widen the feet. Take the feet out a little bit. We're coming into a wide-legged forward fold. Straighten the arms, but we're going to hover. So exhale, dive over, hover right here. Connect to the core. Feel your power. Bend the knees a teeny tiny little bit. And then exhale, let the hands drop under the shoulders. Maybe we're up on the fingertips. We're going to bend the right knee, coming into a little side runner's lunge. Beginning to slow down the breath. It got up there. Exhale, straighten and bend the left. We can get almost a full workout in just a few minutes. How great is that? Exhale, straighten the legs. And if we want to take a little side to side action, warm them up a little bit more. Get those hip joints moving. I hear some cracking in my body. Beautiful. And if we have a yogi squat or malasana in our practice, we can heel toe the feet under the hips and come down into our squat. If not, we will meet an easy seat in just a moment. Our heels can be up. We can be on blocks, having blocks under our heels. We can have our feet wide. Just taking a moment to ground, to root down into the earth. Coming back with our breath wherever it's at, noticing it, just observing it. And whenever you're ready to make your way down into easy seat, we will meet there. Finding your breath once again. Taking the last few moments of this practice to just be mindful, present. Feel whatever we feel. Just let the breath be. Let yourself be. And as we take one final breath together, I want to thank you so much for joining me in this challenge and just joining me today in general. It's an honor to share my practice with you, and it's an honor that you allow me to be your guide here on the mat. I look forward to the next time we practice together. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video as well as the others. If you want to be entered into the giveaway happening in just a few days now. Until we meet next time.